Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got just a bit of a quick one really, something a little bit different. Now, we've got four different chronograph model watches. A chronograph, let's say, what a chronograph is a stopwatch, a way of measuring elapsed time. And all these four watches do it, but they do it in a slightly different way to each other. One has no subdials. This sort of has one subdial, this has two subdials, and we have three subdials here. So how do they work? We'll start off with this watch. This is called the Sinn EZM1. Now, how you read the chronograph on this one, I should point out this is an old watch. These came out in 97, 98-ish. If I actually start the chronograph, so I press this down here, you'll see we've actually got four hands on the dial. Now at first that may seem confusing, but I used to use this watch running, and it was like I found I could read this time while you're running, no problem at all, because we've got two hands on this one. So we've got these thicker ones here, this syringe style and this pointer. These are your standard timekeeping hands, and these two here are your chronograph hands. So this basically, you don't have any subdials on here. It actually makes it incredibly easy to read the chronograph while you're out and about at a glance, and it just makes for a more sort of like easier way of doing it. But obviously what that means is you can only read 60 minutes of time. So as you can see, we've gone 1 minute there. The movement in this one is the Lemanier 5100, bit of a legend of a movement really. So this can only do a 60-minute chronograph, but it is very cool. And then we come to the Sinn EZM13, the original one. Now I suppose technically it has got sort of two subdials. You do have a smaller seconds there, but this goes about it in a different way again. So if I start the chronograph, this is your chronograph second hand, as you can see, very reminiscent of EZM1. And what you have down here is a larger subdial, and this records the minutes. Now, this one is actually quite clever because you are able to read the 60 minutes in total from that subdial there. And it is a very nice system. Now, we come to the Hanhart. This is their kind of iconic model back from 1954. That's why it's called the 417 ES 1954. Now, you have two more prominent subdials on this, a Bicompax kind of design. So this is, you do see this design a lot, but in this setup, not quite so much, because this is actually a manual wind chronograph. If I start the chronograph on this one, as you can see, we do have our chronograph hand there, and this is the minute counter down here. But on this one, it reads just 30-minute segments. So again, slightly different. As we come to our next watch, we have another Sinn. This one is the Sinn 144. This is the anniversary model in black. Now, as you can see, this has a very prominent three subdial arrangement here. If I set the chronograph on this one, that is for chrono hands. And what they do with this is they tie in the chronograph subdials with the same coloured hands, so you know which one you're looking at. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated to read the time, because this only records up to 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes this is the hour totalizer down here. This will actually click over to the halfway position. So then you notice that if this say this has gone around 30 minutes and it's around about this point, this hour totalizer will come round to here. So it's a kind of thing you can't really read if you're out running or whatever like that. You do actually have to have a look at it. But I must admit, it is a very nice kind of chronograph nonetheless. And it's kind of one of those things where everyone likes different styles of chronographs. I personally, you know, it's one of those, they're all very cool. Let's do a reset on all the models. So as you can see here on the EZM1, this is just gone for like 4 minutes and coming up for 25 seconds now. So we can stop that there. Let's do a reset and bang, that's all going back to 0 there. The EZM2, so this one here, you can read the minutes down here. So that's 4 minutes and coming up for 20 seconds. Let's stop that. Stopped, and then do a reset. But it's so satisfying, I always find, when they jump back. The Hanhart, so this one here, you'll read in the minutes over here. So we're actually on 2 minutes 35 seconds. Let's stop that. I must admit, out of pressing all these, this has got just such a lovely snappy feel to it. And the reset there. One of the reasons why this feels a little bit different to the others, this is what's called a column wheel movement. The rest of them have cams in there, and the cam is quite a heavy thing to rotate, where the column wheel isn't. That's why you get a little bit more of a snappier feel. Now on this one here, we read that is 2 minutes 35 seconds. Let's stop that. He says, I'm getting the wrong way around there. There we go, stopped, and a reset. Let's see this all jump back. Nicely goes back, as you can see there. So the difference is, you can't really, it's a bit hard to see on this one. Let's see if I can zoom in. Now what you have here, that is a cam on this one. And this one, you have to kind of rotate that cam mostly around to get it to actually stop and reset. This one, you don't have to on the Hanhart. But I would be intrigued to know, which is your favorite type of chronograph? As you can see, we've got a few different variations here. I dare say there is more. You've got some like the Zenith Alpamiro with the striking 10, which has got a crazy advance in second hand on there. But out of interest, which one would you go for? I would be intrigued on this one. Which is your more favorite chrono? Is it a center mounted? Is it the kind of large subdial single, or the Bicompax or a Tricompax like you've got on this, where you've got all the different kind of arrangements? Which watch would you choose out of the 4? That would be quite an interesting one. Let me know in the comments below. But most importantly, guys, you'll stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.